So hey there guys, in this video I am using two microphones to record this video, and that is because I sold one of my favorite microphones, the RE-20 by electro-voice. I sold it and got a second Shure SM7B instead, and I'll explain why. So a few months ago I did do a video comparing the RE-20 to the Shure SM7B, and that has been one of my more popular videos, particularly recently. I see that there's lots of people on YouTube using the RE-20. TMZ was using it. So a lot of political pundits I see use it. The SM7B is just as popular. It seems to be growing in popularity, but tends to be with a different crowd of people. I see a younger crowd using it, more R&B focused, more music focused, but they are both very comparable in terms of purpose and in sound. I love the sound of the RE-20, but I also love the sound of the SM7B. So I can't really complain or compare on that front. That you just have to try them to see which one you like better. I always wanted the RE-20. It was what my local radio station used. Once I bought it, I never used it for anything. I always ended up using the SM7B. And the main reason why was the RE-20 picked up a lot of background buzzing. So not audible buzzing, but electromagnetic interference within the room, within the house, within the neighborhood. Really annoying buzzing sound. And if I moved the microphone around in the room, point it in different directions, that buzzing sound would either fade in or fade out. But whenever and however I wanted to position the microphone within my home studio, I always kind of got it in the worst possible spot. So I got a lot of buzzing, and I could never take that buzzing noise out in post. You can kind of hear it within the video I recorded a few months ago comparing the two microphones, but it often got much louder than that, and on some days worse than others. A lot of people who have used the RE-20 in the past will say, "What are you talking about? The RE-20 is the quietest mic ever." And that's what I thought too. And I spent a lot of effort trying to figure out why the RE-20 I had was making buzzing noises. I got in contact with a electro-voice engineer who worked on many RE-20s in his life, and he mentioned that since 2011, all the RE-20s he has dealt with have been prone to this humming problem. He suspects it has to do with the fact that the microphone was redesigned in 2011. So I guess Bosch bought electro-voice some years ago, and electro-voice in 2011 redesigned the electro-voice on the inside to be a different microphone. So instead of using big, hefty components that the original design of the RE-20 used, they switched to a circuit board with surface mount components. I don't know if they're making it in China. They might be making it in China now, but the quality of the microphone is reduced. It's a cheaper microphone to make, and yet they're still charging a premium price for it. And when they changed that surface mount design, or for whatever reason, it has now become prone to electromagnetic interference. It supposedly has a humbuckling filter inside of it, which is meant to reduce and prevent that humming problem. Maybe there's a problem with the models built after 2011 with that not working properly, or maybe mine was defective, but it seemed to be a very common problem with microphones with the RE-20s made after 2011. I also called in to the Bosch technical support line, and the electro-voice engineers there couldn't give me a direct answer. All they could say is send it in and we can send you a new one out, which, great technical support in that regard. But from what I've saw online, sending it in, getting a new one back would not solve the problem. You'd still get the buzzing problem. The only solution that the older electro-voice engineer could offer me, that he mentioned worked for him in the past with other clients, was to gut the new RE-20 and put in the guts from an older electro-voice, and that seemed to fix the problem. But of course, I don't have an old electro-voice lying around to gut. His recommendation was just sell my microphone and buy a pre-2011 model. I gave that a lot of consideration, but there's a lot of problems with that. The RE-20 does not age well, and that is another big concern. One problem with the RE-20 is that it has foam within it, and that foam degrades over years. So if you're in a humid environment, after around 5 years, the foam will degrade. If you're in a dry environment, maybe 10 to 15 years. But as that foam degrades, it needs to be replaced. And if you don't replace it on time, what happens is that foam turns to gunk, kind of like a black goo, and it covers the internals of the microphone, and it becomes very hard to clean. It also sucks because you have to kind of buy new foam every 5 years or so and spend the effort to replace it. If I'm buying an older microphone, 2011, there's a good chance the day I buy it, I'm going to have to replace it and maybe even clean it. Another problem with the electro-voice are that they are prone to another problem, a baby rattle problem, where that if you drop the microphone or if you use it in drum kits, the diaphragm can become damaged. There's a little wire on it that can become loose, and it will then kind of bounce around, causing problems with the microphone. And it seems to be a common problem. So buying a used microphone, a used RE-20, is a very risky proposition. Another problem with the RE-20 is it doesn't come with everything you need out of the box. It does come with a very basic mount. YouTubers end up buying the official pivot mount. It's pretty big. It kind of covers a lot of your face when you're using the microphone. It's also very expensive. It adds an additional cost to the microphone. It already is around $400. The SM7B has a built-in shock mount, and it does have the pivoting mount outside the microphone ready to go. The SM7B, I think, has a more timeless appearance, while the RE-20 kind of has this beige, very dated looking appearance, in my opinion. The RE-20 kind of looks very phallic, kind of looks like something you don't want pointed in your mouth, while the SM7B looks very classy, in my opinion, very compact, very stylish. I find that I don't need a pop filter or anything additional with the SM7B. So what you see here is all I need. But with the RE-20, I felt I needed additional pop filter protection. So either a foam windscreen or a pop filter, which, when you have it like this, it covers up part of your face. And when you're dealing with video, you don't want that. You don't want that microphone distracting from the user. The RE-20 does have some nice benefits. It does sound quite nice. It's pretty forgiving, depending on how you speak into the microphone, but not for that plosive issue. I personally really do like lapel microphones, but because I'm in an area that sometimes is a little bit noisy, I prefer using a dynamic microphone. So the SM7B is my go-to microphone for most applications these days. Both the RE-20 and the SM7B are prone to noise if you have a cheap microphone preamp. I recommend the Sound Devices Mix Pre 3 for most people if you can afford it. It's about $600, but it gives you a lot of features and very low noise, making these microphones shine. I wouldn't recommend a Cloud Lifter or something like a Scarlett 2i2. Those are kind of budget devices, but you can get by if you're willing to do some post noise filtering with those microphones. In that case, the Rode Podcaster, I think, is a great option if you're on a budget. It sounds pretty good. It's USB based. It's dynamic. It is a great option for those wanting to get the same effect, kind of hassle free and all in one package. As I mentioned, the SM57, that's used by the president. It's very inexpensive. You still need a decent preamp to power it well, but it is a pretty cheap option and something I strongly recommend for people looking at the SM7B to consider that as a budget alternative. The last dozen presidents, I guess, have used the SM57. It's probably good enough for you as well. I really like the RE-20. I would have kept it if it didn't have that buzzing issue, probably, but there's a basket of issues. And although technically the RE-20 might be a better microphone, or at least the older ones, the SM7B is a well-rounded solution that I would recommend if you can afford it. It's expensive. You may regret buying it if you can't afford it. But In terms of what I've been up to lately, if anyone's curious, I haven't done too many YouTube videos, but I just finished over a year worth of work on one project. The project has been called Stage10.tv. It is a live video production tool. So you can go to the website stage10.tv, sign up free. It's free to use. It lets you make live video shows to YouTube, to Facebook, to Twitch. You can simulcast to all these platforms, and you can create a show with your friends that let you do all the video production in the cloud. All you really need is a microphone and a webcam, and you're good to go. Check that out. I did a video a year ago regarding a smart big brain mic mod uh, software enhancer for audio microphones, a machine learning software program that makes microphones sound better. I haven't forgotten about that at all. I still haven't got enough interest yet in the product to release version 2, but I have been working on version 2. I made big, big improvements to the software, and I'm now spending quite a bit of time trying to get that ready and out the door so it's more user friendly, more commercial, let's call it. So I'll try to get that out. I'm working on that. Eventually, I'll post another video. I hope you guys are around to see it. Take care for now, though. Cheers.